All right, everybody. This is part two of the week 6 fantasy bro-in-law recap. Part two is on number 2 in French. And also it's because we're going to go over a game that's basically do. It's the Untouchables and Ipsy Pitbulls, Ypsilanti, Ipsitucky, depends on who you're talking to. Honestly, we forgot this when we first went through, and it's my fault. I think it's just because we don't care, and I don't think anybody else in the league cares about this game either. But we'll spend a couple of minutes going through it just so that Jeff Bruneeeeee doesn't feel some kind of way.
Yeah, we
So
want everyone to feel like,
equally bad,
equally important, right?
equally bad, correct. So we have 119 to 84. This was a nail biter. It came down to the last second, the last play. I think everyone was watching this game. You look at the Brooklyn Untouchables as far as their squad. Josh Allen continues to overproduce. He's a mid-range quarterback, clearly. But this game he found, finally played well this year. So good for him. Benjamin Eno continues to be a turd. He can't even play well when Connor doesn't start. So he's basically a throwaway. Dalvin Cook, I think 14.8 is probably as many points as he's had all season combined. The dude is just a walking injury. He's horrible on a horrible team. I mean, the Untouchables. And also on a horrible team, the Vikings, and then Kareem Hunt. I thought he was suspended still. I didn't see him touch the ball the whole game, but he got 12 yards. So good for him for getting 12 yards. Do you want to go through the Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs situation, Mike?
What is there to say, really? It's kind of what you expect out of these guys, right? I mean, there's been some debate lately about Samuels, whatever his name is, versus Jamar Chase. I mean, this was what we were all expecting from the start of the season. Chase took some time to get to the, showing stats like this. And yeah, I mean, if this continues with these guys for Untouchables, then I think, I'll be honest, I think he's got a good shot to win it all this year.
Absolutely not. I think you've been drinking. There's no way Untouchables wins this year. I don't think they're going to win
This
another
is,
game.
I compare you not wanting Untouchables to win a title to me with like Cleveland sports. Anything Cleveland sports, I don't want them to win. When the Cavs won in 2016, I swear I went into the back corner and cried for an hour because I just hate them so much.
Well, honestly, I don't want Untouchables to win. I don't want Biohazards to win. I don't want Corey to win. I don't want Rodney to win. I'm not worried about Terry, and everybody else is welcome to win. So I only like hate half the league, and I don't hate them as people. I just hate their teams and don't want them to do well. I think the conversation was if Jamar Chase was as good as Samuels and Drake London, and if you had a choice between Jamar Chase or Landry, Elijah Moore, DeAndre Hopkins, Drake London, Curtis Samuel, and Alec Pierce combined, who would you choose?
I'd have to go with all those players. I can play them all at one time.
You'd go with all those players?
If I could play them all at once, if we were allowed to have five receivers.
You still have the same slots. The question is if you could have one player or all the options of the other players. Would you rather have those options or one player that you just can't play on bye week?
I think
with his quarterback, with his college quarterback throwing to him, by the way.
I think you know my answer.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not that close. I don't even remember how Bruneeeeee fell into getting Jamar Chase. He probably stole him from somebody.
I think it was like a 5th or 6th overall pick, something like that. Like he had a 1st round pick earlier from somebody.
Jeff Bruneee's trades remind me of the Dumb and Dumber when they sold that blind kid the parakeet, and he had tape around his head. And the kid was like, pretty bird. And he's like, I just thought he was quiet. That's what his trades feel like to me. So he probably traded Terry like a 7th round pick and, Jeff George for Jamar Chase, but whatever. Good for him for having him. And then he gets Stephon Diggs, who I thought when he left Minnesota, he was going to take a step back because I thought Thielen was the guy, and Thielen was the guy until Jefferson got there. But Diggs has, he's just a good receiver. He runs a perfect route, and Josh Allen throws the ball to him. So he's got a nice tandem. Where he's a little bit weak is going to be on running back. Robinson is now going to be the RB1. We'll see. Shitty team, probably going to be behind. Connor doesn't seem to be able to stay healthy, and Eno sucks as a backup for him. Kareem Hunt's clearly RB2, but has some catches, but will never be over Chubb unless there's an injury. And Dalvin Cook has the potential to score any given game, but also can be quiet. You just never really know. So quarterback, running back, quarterback, wide receiver, as good as anyone in the league. Running back, there's several teams that have better running back situation, but again, it's good enough to win. He's winning most of the games. And Dallas Goedert had a bad week, but he's been playing. I have him in my work league. He's been a beast most weeks. So it's just a down week for him. Didn't affect his win.
Yeah. The expectation will be that Bruneeeee is going to be 5-2 because he's got the crazy bye weeks that suddenly happen against the best team statistically, War Pigs. So he's going to be 5-2 most likely. I told Corey I would bet him because he's like, "Oh, I'm going to lose. You just know I'm going to lose." I'm like, "All right, I'll bet you $20 that you don't lose." He's like, "Oh, I'm not that dumb." So of course he knows he's going to win. But yeah, would it be funny if Bruneeeee wins? Hell yeah, it would be hilarious. I would love to see Corey's reaction.
all he's gonna be losing is what? Allen and Diggs
and Cook.
I mean, Pickett's not going to do anything to win the game. He's not going to throw for 4 touchdowns. I don't think he has that ability yet. And you could put in Juju. Juju could put some points up, but then Cook. The problem is Connor might be back. I'm not sure who they're playing. I mean,
Brian Robinson might do something.
Yeah, it's not out of the. You got Heineke playing for Washington. I'm not sure if that helps the running game or helps. I don't know where that helps. I like Heineke better than Wentz, but I would look to see what he was going to cost, and he's like $3.10. I'm like, nope, not doing that.
Yeah, real quick, because as we were talking about Jamar Chase earlier, so Untouchables got Jamar Chase with a 6th pick in 2021. The pick was traded from Sticky Bandits originally, so that's how we got him.
Oh, a little home cooking. Yeah, that makes complete sense. I told you there's some Ukrainian dossier, WikiLeaks bullshit going on, but whatever. I'm glad that you closed your eyes and threw a dart and got a great wide receiver. Good for you, Jeff.
Well, this is why, what I was saying earlier, for me, if I stay where I'm at right now with the record wise, I'll get about 5th or 6th pick. Who knows? I might end up with someone that good. Gives me
hope. Or you could get Jeff, or you could get George Kittle like I did, and he sucks, and he's your first round. Like, first round pick is not. There's success cases. There's probably more than equal to or more than non-success cases of people that draft someone that didn't fucking work. So like that's the luck part. You do your research. You figure there's 4 or 5 rookies. You pick the one you think is the best. At the end of the day, the rookie you pick might not even fucking play. I mean, I got Josh Kelly one year, and he's supposed to be the new guy there, and he still doesn't play. So I don't know, whatever. Going over to
that I can remember. Sorry to interrupt. The worst draft that I can remember was the draft. I don't remember what year it was, 2014, 2015. I don't know. First pick, Bad Company, was Bishop Sankey. Second pick, me, Toby Gerhart. Are you freaking kidding me? It was never that bad. It was never that bad ever since. I don't think that was the worst draft ever.
It's pretty bad. Scooting over to Ipsy Pitbulls. Daniel Jones, clearly a better athlete than Josh Allen, and he's just on a bad team, but I mean, definitely has the potential to win the league. And then you got Zeke Elliott, one of the top running backs in the league in 2015. Mark Ingram, solid backup. I know he got him from me. That was when Kamara was hurt and Ingram was supposed to start, but they kept giving the ball to Taysom Hill. But Ingram actually looked decent. I watched him run, and he ran well, but you just have him fighting with Taysom Hill and Kamara for runs. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Corey Davis, Mike Evans, Devontae Smith. That's a solid wide receiver crew. It just, again, Tampa Bay throws the ball to everybody, and Mike Evans got a bunch of pass interference calls because he's big and he draws them. Devontae Smith wasn't super involved other than the touchdown, but he didn't get a lot of yards. And Davis is what he is. Did you watch the Denver game last night?
I did, yeah, but I did fall asleep second half at some point. But
Gerald Everett was pretty active, catching
Mhm.
a lot of balls on the sidelines. He didn't get a lot of yardage just because my quarterback couldn't throw more than 15-yard outs. But I think there's potential there. Cade York looked good. The Vikings defense was solid against an average Miami team. And then when you look at the difference is you look at the bench, James Cook should never start, probably ever. I don't care if Singletary's out ever. Damian Harris, I don't know what his deal is. He's coming back. So when
sounds like
Harris
he's
comes,
coming back. Yeah.
but like after like 3 weeks, right? 3 or 4 weeks, it's not months.
They're kind of going week by week, but there's already been talk that Ramondre pretty much won
Took
the
over.
starting job, and Harris's time, the minutes are going to be reduced.
Well, I'm hoping that Harris and Ramondre split evenly, so it fucks your team. But we'll see. Keenan Allen was supposed to play this week. He was questionable, doubtful. He was something. He wasn't out. I
Yep.
guess his hamstring isn't back yet, but hopefully next week he comes back. I need him back for my quarterback. I know he needs him back. But again, Keenan Allen playing just strengthens his wide receiver core. It doesn't necessarily help the weakness at running back. And the trade that I did with him didn't take a running back away either. So he's just weak on running back. There's no way around it. There's no one to pick up in free agency. He's probably gonna have to just lick his wounds and pick up some running backs in the draft early on because he'll get an early draft pick, maybe get a rookie.
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd had a good game. George Pickens, that whole Pittsburgh team didn't play well. So I know they won, but from an offensive standpoint, they got a defensive touchdown. It wasn't, no one really showed out. And it'd be interesting to see if Pickett plays or if the other dude from Chicago.
Trubisky.
Yeah, Trubisky plays. I don't know which is better, but Pickens is the future from the wide receiver core on that team.
Yep.
At what point does he catch fire? I don't know. I kind of wish I had him back, but and then Jameson Williams. But again, great. Pickens blows up. Jameson Williams blows up. Great. That all strengthens what he already has, which is wide receivers.
Yeah.
So maybe a thing for him to do is to look at teams that are weak on wide receiver, making a push for the playoffs, trade them somebody that can give them points now, get draft picks, and then you don't need to have you can't have 7 good wide receivers. You're not going to keep receivers as your keepers typically. And the Cowboys defense is solid. I would have played the Cowboys defense because I think we're one of the better ones, top 5 probably in the league. But he was smart. He picked the Vikings defense and doubled the points. So yes,
probably because no Tua yet.
Oh yeah, it's probably right. He's back this week, right?
Yeah, he should be. I don't know for sure. But the one thing, he's got Jameson Williams that obviously no one knows how good he's going to be yet. But if he comes back fully healthy, he could potentially be a Jamar Chase type of player.
Yeah.
Like maybe not quite as good, but up there. Like he's got the speed, he's got the athleticism, he can get open. This could be like a huge future pick. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
So just
100%.
looking at his possible keepers, I'll be honest, it's kind of hard to see who he's actually going to keep.
I mean, you're going to keep Mike Evans. Let's say Jameson Williams does well.
Yeah.
And then you have maybe one more wide receiver.
I mean, this keep Zeke. You keep Zeke. That's one.
You keep Zeke just to keep him, unless there's something happens between now and the end of the season. So that's
right.
One. You don't have a tight end to keep, so you end up keeping 4 wide receivers and 1 running back, which, unless you get something done in a trade, still does not set you up that well for next year because it's hard to populate 2 starting running backs as well as depth through the draft, unless you get lucky and get someone in the 5th round who ends up being a starter. It's just going to be hard.
If he gets the first overall pick, then he gets the best rookie running back. So that could be good. I mean, he could have Zeke, who will get him maybe still decent points. The rookie running back, whoever the top one will be, could explode out of the gate. Maybe look at Breece Hall. At first, maybe he was a little bit slow, but now he's looking amazing. And that looks like a good. Yeah, could have been my guy, but Dave got him with the trade last year. But ended up getting Walker anyway, so I'm okay.
Yeah, well, you did, didn't you? Speaking of the parakeet with the taped head, so yes, all of that, and he also has my 1st round pick, so he's going to get 2 first round picks. So depending on how badly I do, he could potentially get like a 1 and a 5. And now all of a sudden, granted, you're taking rookies, probably, maybe not. There's some running backs still starting that will be in the top 10. But with those rookies, you just never quite know, what's going to happen. And with Jameson Williams, all I hear about is how amazing he is. But for me, I'm always a little bit hesitant when someone's coming from an ACL, because as someone that's had both ACLs done, it's never exactly the same. Now, these kids are young and they can heal fast and they have all the best technology. Wonderful. And the statistics show that once you have a major surgery, less than half of the people have the same explosive speed. Maybe he's a freak like Adrian Peterson was. It comes back and he's even better. Who knows? But we'll have to wait and see how that goes.
Yeah, and anything could happen with, for example, Damian Harris could be traded. There's been talk for months about potentially him being traded by New England. If he goes to a different setting and suddenly he's like the for sure starter again, that could be another keeper for him.
Yeah, could happen. There's still a lot of football left. There's a lot of injuries to happen. There's still a lot of trades potentially could happen. McCaffrey could get traded, and McCaffrey could get traded to a better team like a Bills. Does that hurt? Does that hurt Allen and Diggs because now you have an actual running back? It's not Singletary. Or does it make the team even better where you don't know what they're going to do? Like, are they throwing up 75 points a game now? Probably not.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if that happens.
Right. Maybe, right. Or does he go to a worse team like a Denver, or a team that has no O-line? I don't know. It could be, who knows where he goes. It's whoever will pay for him. But I know Carolina wants to get out from under his contract and they know they're going to suck for the foreseeable future. So if they can trade him and or DJ Moore, they will. DJ Moore just signed a huge contract, so he's probably going to stay. But CMC seems like if they can get the right offer, they'll trade him.
So just real quick, looking at the so again to the Untouchables, just was looking at the record 5-1, potentially 5-2. So I think Untouchables is going to be rooting for me to beat Biohazards this week. So Biohazards go 3-4.
Yeah.
And then who is Connecticut Commandos playing? Let me see. Because Commandos are 3-3 as well. Week 7, they're playing. Oh, you're playing them.
Oh God, whatever I just did, didn't want to do that.
So Commandos are playing against you.
Yeah.
So he's going to be rooting for both of us to win, so that way nothing changes with his standings in the division.
Well, I want everybody in the league to lose, except for myself. So I'm rooting against everybody. I want it to be a 0-0 tie. I want lots of injuries. I want Josh Allen to get gout also, so he can't I want everything to I want his entire team to fall back. Hey, look at me. Mike, if you hate Jeff Bruneeeee, blink.
If I hate Jeff Bruneeeee, what?
Just blink your eyes. Oh, there we go.
I thought you said blank. I'm like, what? Am I supposed to fill in a word?
No, when I was not blink, it's a different vowel. When I was getting my vasectomy, the doctor was there with the thing over your knees, and I was like, hey, if you are impressed, blink. And he was like looking at me, trying not to smile. He was like trying to keep his eyes open. I was like, I fucking knew it. All right, cool. Well, that's that. We spent 10 minutes on one game. I hope Jeff Bruneee's happy. I'm going to send him an invoice for my time. Any last parting shots you wanna send out to the squad?
I'm just looking. I'm kind of rooting for Lead Dogs to finally lose. He's won 5 in a row. I just realized our division. He needs to lose finally.
I agree with you 100%.
We need to start catching up.
I need you to lose too, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, but do you want me to lose or you want Tim to lose? You got to make a decision.
I want Tim to lose more than no. Can we do a tie, like a 78-78 exactly? Remember we used to do that without the fractional points. We actually had ties, and it was the whole thing.
We had ties, but then we had to look at yardage, I think.
I probably would take you losing over him just because at the end the goal is to win, not for Tim to lose. So that would help me. But honestly, I'm going to be happy no matter what. So thank you for that little tidbit. I appreciate it. All right, bitches. We'll see you guys next week. Unless somebody else complains about us not talking about their team, we'll do another 5 or 10 minute.
Yeah. Next week will be the true fantasy bros. So
we're back.
Yeah.
Thanks. We also, if you guys are watching this and you want to do, you want to be a guest, you don't have to do the whole thing like Mike did. We can have you come in and leave. Let us know whoever wants to do it next. We just need to know what your email address is and what your time availability is. Cool. Thanks, buddy.
All right. See ya.